This creator went out of his way to paint me in the literal worst light that he possibly could. Like, I started watching the video and there was zero objectivity.
Get fucked.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I'm your host, Tom Dark. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about someone I fucking hate. Okay, hate maybe is a strong word, but it's someone I really don't like. Her channel name used to be Pastel Belle. Currently, her channel name is Belle Aubrey, which I assume is her real name, but I don't really know. I guess she wanted to seem more professional. She wanted to keep the pastel out of there so she would seem like a more credible source. She wants to be a normal, credible news source for YouTube drama. And I guess politics now, she said she's moving into soon. Unfortunately for her, that name change cannot fix her credibility. This person is a fucking stain on the face of the internet, and there is no way around saying that. She negatively contributes to the world with everything that she does online. So enough of me hyping up how much I dislike this person. Let's talk about who she is and some of the greater story around what she's been up to lately. Let's see why she caught Tom Dark's attention. Belle Aubrey has around 70,000 subscribers, and she is basically a commentary or tea type channel. She talks about YouTube drama and the events of the day. Eugenia Cooney, meanwhile, is a YouTuber. She has a much larger audience. She makes mostly videos about makeup and clothing, just kind of run-of-the-mill e-girl stuff. She's kind of got like a scene or emo spin on her look and the kind of stuff she likes. Personality-based content, I would say for sure. And as you can probably tell, she suffers from an eating disorder. Now, this eating disorder has caused a lot of speculation on YouTube as to the circumstances of her life, and there's been some very public drama between her and her former friends because of the steps they've attempted to take to get her help. There's really too much context to explain it all, and truthfully, most of it is kind of out of the picture here as far as Pastel is concerned. What is necessary, however, is the knowledge that a lot of tea channels have been posting borderline slander to their YouTube accounts consistently about her and her family for around 2 years, which is finally being called out now by Willie Mac Show, a commentary channel I'm sure you've heard of. These lies and dangerous speculations around Eugenia range from using a tarot card reading as evidence for her family being abusive to her.
It'd be like her having enough money, but her, like, someone could, like, pretend like it's not enough, or someone could, like, say, oh, it fell through, oh, it wouldn't work, oh, it wouldn't, you know, do that. Like, there's something weird.
I think the mom has total control over, like, Eugenia's money.
To claiming that she is promoting anorexia to young girls and trying to get them to live a pro-Ana lifestyle. The latter claim, in particular, was promoted by Pastel Belle, who believes that her channel should be removed by YouTube because she's influencing young girls intentionally. Her evidence for this is because of her thumbnails, which are some of the most inoffensive shit on this website.
And remember, Eugenia Cooney's content has nothing to do with her ED. It's the kind of content you'd see from any other YouTuber. So what do these people do? Well, they reach as far as they can. Just throw shit at the wall until something sticks. They've demonized her so much, they could pretty much say anything at this point and people will believe it.
Which brings us to the subject of YouTube's largest pro-Ana content creator, Eugenia Cooney. And yes, I did refer to her as a pro-Ana content creator because despite the facade of doing makeup tutorials, cosplay, and clothing haul videos, what Eugenia Cooney is really pushing is thinspo and a very dangerous pro-Ana agenda.
You gotta love how her proof of this is just Eugenia existing in the thumbnails. Like, she adds these giant red arrows as if we can't already see her. How is Eugenia supposed to show off her new outfit without wearing the outfit? When Eugenia is showing off her new shoes in the thumbnail, this lady adds a giant red arrow pointing towards her crotch. Like, dude, I think this says more about your character than her being pro-Ana.
She thinks she's promoting anorexia. Pastel Belle then went on to make a half-hour response to this 40-minute video, during which she barely played any of Willie's critical video and instead focused on very small aspects of the drama that she could cling on to in order to get sympathy from her audience.
So no, I will not be debating him. But also, if you take a look at his content overall, such as his video getting upset at YouTube for banning Alex Jones or other extremist and awful creators, you can start to paint a picture of his views on, let's just say, progressive issues.
She did a terrible job of this and is also extremely fucking unlikable and obnoxious.
Now, if you look at this clip from his video, what do you notice about every content creator on the screen right now? They're all either a woman or they're LGBT. So, let me get this straight. If you talk about current events on YouTube, then you're a tea channel. Well, as long as you're LGBT or a woman. But if you're a straight guy, then it's just commentary, bro.
Also tried to preemptively discredit Willie's opinion because of his stance on deplatforming being bad.
Let's just say progressive issues.
This has nothing to do with any of the points made here, so I don't know why you brought it up, other than to prime your audience to hate him and, preemptively discredit his opinions. And just the fucking smugness you display here on your face, the condescending tone. Do you think this makes people like you? It makes me hate you.
Progressive issues.
You are the most disingenuous person on this website, and your entire brand is built on pretending to care about issues that you then sensationalize for cash.
This abusive parent narrative is hard to disprove because it's Eugenia's word against people who don't know her.
I truly believe that people in her inner circle are purposely withholding help in order to capitalize off of her condition, which is beyond disturbing to think about. I have no idea what is going on behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on in her head, and I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm an expert or I know Eugenia, because I don't. She's a stranger online that I have never met.
Well, then why are you commenting like you know for a fact? This is very common behavior for Pastel Belle. She'll say it's Eugenia's family keeping her anorexic for views, when 2 minutes earlier in the same video, she'll cite that her views are dropping because of her anorexia.
As her videos are getting less and less views and the dislike ratios are climbing with each video.
If views are down and dislikes are up, how could they be making money off her ED then? Statistically speaking, the most profitable time on her channel was when she was getting better and recovering. Pastel Belle fabricated this argument to get people riled up, to make a boogeyman everyone could hate.
She's also been on Twitter a lot, saying some very dumb shit, and that's what I really want to respond to in the next half of the video, because of just how infuriating some of the shit she says is. At every turn, she can't help but misrepresent all of the arguments people are making about her, because she thinks her audience won't look into it, they won't care. She thinks she can get away with it. Have you heard the news? Apparently, Eugenia Cooney was an innocent angel this whole time, who never harmed a single soul with her endless pro-Anna body checking and ED exploitation in front of her young fans, and the people trying to hold her accountable were the real bad guys. This is a complete straw man. This is not an argument that anyone worthwhile is making. The argument is not that Eugenia Cooney is an amazing person, or even an innocent one. Who knows what she's like off camera? I don't, and the point is that neither do you. All of your conclusions have been reached as a result of imaginary games you play in your head, with almost nothing to substantiate it, other than your own feelings, if those are even genuine in the first place. Prove that her content is endlessly pro-anorexia beyond a shadow of a doubt, metrically, and then people will get off your case about it. But you can't, because it's not, unless she starts making videos about how everyone should stop eating, or even has something more subtle in her videos that is easier to pinpoint. Then I'm not going to believe any of the shit you say, because it doesn't make sense. The only reason you've gotten away with saying stuff like this for so long is because Eugenia didn't respond to you and the other 100 dumb fucks making terrible videos lying about her for clout. I mean, you got mad at Willie for going after this Sloan guy when Sloan cited a tarot card reading.
I also find it really funny because Sloan literally uses his platform. He is brave enough to use his platform to call out some of the most prolific predators on YouTube and in Hollywood. So how dare you call Sloan and reduce his content to just being tea?
Bro, he literally cited a tarot card reading as proof that Eugenia's parents are abusive.
I do want to hear what the psychic says about the dad, because period poo, you can't change the stars.
And you try to make this fake moral outrage about it, oh, Willie decided to criticize Sloan, who is someone who's so brave that he stands up for victims and is going after some of the most dangerous people in Hollywood. He makes YouTube videos in his bedroom. Are you really gonna try to say that what he's doing is some massive mind-blowing thing?
So how dare you call Sloan?
He reads articles and he makes videos about those articles. His content is not amazing, it's not mind-blowing, and while the subjects are interesting and they're probably, worth talking about, it's not like he's doing something groundbreaking and mind-blowing. So stop the faux moral posturing. No one's fucking buying it. Anyway, one of Belle's videos was removed from YouTube. This video in particular was about Eugenia's anorexia. Here is Belle's tweet about it. YouTube clearly feels the same way I do about Eugenia Cooney's content because they removed my EC reaction vid on May 18th for harmful and dangerous policy. Why did my reaction vid get removed, but not her vids that I got the content from? Because I don't bring in the ad revenue that Eugenia Cooney does. To make this tweet, you have to either basically have zero knowledge of how YouTube works, which I doubt is the case considering that you make so many videos and have made money from them, or you have to be lying. I'm falling towards the latter, to be honest with you. There is no one channel making YouTube so much money that the company themselves will refuse to remove them because of how much money they're making them. It does not exist. There is no channel like that. Not PewDiePie, not T-Series, not every Vivo channel in the world. It does not exist. YouTube is a massive website made up of thousands of creators and hundreds of different communities. Alex Jones was making way more money for YouTube than Eugenia ever did, considering his multiple multiple channels and massive outreach through recommendations, and they removed him in a heartbeat. Leafy was making YouTube way more money than Eugenia, and he was posting every day, getting more than 1 million views per video. He was making them thousands of dollars every month. He is banned forever. He can never come back. Anytime he has tried to make another channel, which no doubt would be profitable for him and the website, he gets insta-banned. It is literally impossible for the financial incentive from Eugenia's channel to be so great that they are keeping her around for money. Do you think that her whole channel is just like funding the salaries of an entire division? Fuck off. Obviously, you don't actually think that. You know what you're doing is lying and that you're full of shit. Keemstar got involved with the situation because I guess he didn't like Pastel Belle. I don't know what his intentions are there, but they're kind of irrelevant. But Belle responded recently. Keemstar was using his approximately 3 million follower platform to go after my 7K follower platform in order to generate more drama. What's new? I guess creators his own size like H3H3 and Hassan the Hun are too much for him to handle. Okay, there are like 8 things wrong with this statement, and I think she probably knows them, but I'm just gonna pick them apart anyway for the audience. Firstly, you're a fucking YouTuber and you're a grown adult. You post content frequently online to an audience where you criticize other channels. You are a critic. That is how you brand yourself willingly. You don't get to cry and whine when someone bigger than you calls you out for your fucking bullshit. You're playing the victim here is truly pathetic, and you are a coward. But the numbers here are also like very disingenuous. Keemstar may have 3 million followers on Twitter, but the guy's actual tweets average maybe 2,000 likes. The idea that this like giant is coming out of nowhere to fucking stomp on you, and you just can't breathe because all the toxic fans and stans are coming after you is just laughable. You're not helpless. You criticize people for a living. Grow up or get the fuck off YouTube. And also, like, what was the need to at H3 and Hassan here? I think perhaps she's trying to get their attention so that they'll like support her or something. They'll come out and be like, "Oh, Pastel, I see you getting all this shit, and you know, I think Keemstar is really bullying you and going after you, and I'm here to defend you against Keemstar." Like, do you think that Keem doesn't respond to Hassan and H3? There have been so many tweets between the two. It's not like he ignores either of them. Like, this idea that he like is avoiding responding to Hassan because he just wants to pick on smaller creators like you is fucking laughable. Shut up. So Willie Mack made a really good response to Belle's response, where he kind of put the nail in the coffin for her, if you ask me. There's really no way she can wiggle out of this one.
Eugenia Cooney is 100% doing this. You can see it in her thumbnails, you can see it in her Instagram posts, you can see it in the Twitter posts, you can see it pretty much everywhere that she posts online.
She's 100% doing that. 100%. Are we sure about that? Belle, your only evidence is Eugenia writing a positive message on Twitter and thumbnails where you add a giant red arrow pointing towards her as if that proves anything. Belle, she makes videos on clothing and fashion. You could do this to anybody who makes that kind of content.
But, of course, like the worm she is, her response was indeed to try and wiggle. So she complained about the thumbnail. She claims it's like manipulative. Really? The thumbnail is your issue? Really? That's the hill you want to die on? Willie did a really good job with his videos. I highly recommend watching them for more of an explanation on the situation. He went a lot more in depth. I really just wanted this video to signal boost his stuff because he did some really great research. His points were on point, and honestly, there's really no like there's no way Pastel Belle can recover from from the fact that she's a disingenuous piece of shit. Anyway, like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, comment down below with your thoughts. Be sure to be respectful or whatever, and I'll catch you freaks next time. Bye.